Andersen.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to channel Andersen and welcome to today's video. Now, if you've been following along with my OG C55 here, you just saw us refresh our intake manifold with a little fresh coat of paint, some new gaskets, some copper spray on those gaskets, just getting things tidied up over here. We have our new fuel rails off right now, and I'm waiting until we get a few remaining pieces for our inline fuel filter setup before I throw those back on. So in today's video, it is finally time. We need to get the fuel sender out of here, remove the filter out of it, and see exactly what it looks like. All right, you guys, well, I got about 2 hours before I got to get ready for work, so I'm not wasting any time. Pull off these little clips here for our seats, bottom seat covers, and then behind there's going to be a 13 mil bolt, or nut actually. So I'm going to go ahead and get those off, pull off our seat covers, because most likely I'm going to have to get into the fuel pump side as well to just detach the hoses that are ran over there and disconnect the electric plug, because I don't think there's a way to separate the fuel sender from those hoses. So let's get into it. And you got an example right here, a visual example of what I'm talking about. There's no like quick disconnects on the sender side of things. This is an E55 fuel sender. This was one of the backup plans to throw in there, but I don't think we're gonna need to. I think we're just gonna take the filter out, which is gonna look something like this, which I've taken out of the other fuel sender I have right here, other E55 fuel sender hiding back there. So yeah, no way to disconnect those, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be taking off both of our lids to get to both sides. All right, guys, we are in there, got everything popped off, so now getting to these covers. And it's funny, if you look at the hardware that's on here, they're like these little 4 mil Allen head bolts with washers on them. And the last time when I was making the fuel pump video, I couldn't remember, like, because I was like, those are definitely not factory hardware. Couldn't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was me that put these on years ago when I had the seat undone, adjusting the e-brake cable. I noticed that there wasn't very many bolts in these covers, and I'm pretty sure I was the one who put all these on. So funny enough, I don't know, I've had this car so long, done so many things to it, I couldn't even remember the work that I did. So moving on, let's get those off. All right, guys, well, it's not looking pretty in here, that's for sure. It's definitely seen some moisture, probably from me letting it sit out on the dirt for a while. Got some mold growing in here and just nastiness, so definitely try to clean this up as best I can. There's our little connector. It's kind of crazy, they use a hard line, just like this tiny little piece of rubber hose, and then connect straight into a hard line. That's super weird. But anyways, I'm gonna vacuum this up, get this cleaned up, and we'll start removing. All right, guys, got that a little bit cleaned up in there. Took off our connector right here. I believe that's for our fuel pressure sensor. And then next one is this plug right here, which I think just comes off. Let's see if there's a clip. Yes, there is. There we go. So clip on that side. So that is good. Can probably pull these off to get these out of the way. Pull this little foam tape up. Come on. There we go. Okay, that way they'll just be able to be out of our way while we're pulling things out of here. But yeah, just got to get the Oetiker clamp off of this tiniest. That is such a weird choice, to be honest. A hydraulic press fit onto a hard line, and then this tiny piece of rubber hose. That is really annoying, because what do you do if you have to replace that tiny bit of hose? Anyways, twist this lock off, well, after we get this off, and wish us luck. All right, guys, got our hard line, rubber line off. Luckily, I was able to save that odor cure clamp, so we'll be able to reuse it, even though they're not my favorite, but it's okay, I'll use it for this scenario. I'm pretty sure, guys, the fuel that I just saw leak out of here, it didn't look too pretty. So I don't know what our filter is going to look like inside of this thing, but I'm imagining not very good. And for those that may have found this video just, looking for fuel sender information on the C55, the reason why I'm doing this is because I've had this weird like rev hang issue where the car will, when I'm coming to a stop, will go up to like 1200 RPM. Sometimes it'll go higher and just kind of like either hang right there or wobble around, between 12 and 1500 RPM, and then it will drop down if I'm manual swap. So if I let out the clutch a little bit or if I press the gas a little bit, it'll settle back down. So it's just a weird scenario. I could not find any vacuum leaks, got no codes, anything like that. And we just recently did the fuel pump, and the fuel pump sock was nasty. So I assume the filter in here is going to be pretty nasty as well. You can see what that one looks like. That thing is all brown, and I cleaned that one off a little bit too. So these can get pretty bad. Not a great design in my choice, having a filter inside of a sender. I'd much rather have an external filter, which is why we're doing that on my car. But yeah, that's why we're in here doing this, just in case you guys stumbled upon this video just wanting to find out how to do this. All right, guys, got that lock ring off, and what I noticed actually is our sender unit, the pins on it are a little burnt out, which not a good sign as far as the sender itself. So I'm kind of contemplating what I'm going to do here now, if I am going to reuse this assembly or not, or if it's better off that I just order a fresh assembly, pull the filter out of that one, and then throw that one back in here, because yeah, these are definitely not supposed to be burnt out like that. You can see compared to our E55 unit, those are nice and fresh. By the way, the fuel pressure sensor part numbers are the exact same. So honestly, I mean, I could use this one. The only thing different is the hoses on this one are a little bit different as far as routing goes, but I could probably make these work. So I guess I could use this one if I need to, but don't know if it's worth doing this time around. We'll see. I don't know. I guess we got a game plan once we see exactly what comes out of here. All right, you guys, well, game time decision. I'm gonna pull this thing out of here, of course. Let's finish up this video at least showing you guys ripping the sender out at very least and popping it open, see what the filter looks like. But I have the fuel pump side open now. Here's my Osiris 340 liter per hour pump that's in there, and a little modification I did to do that. So only thing we need to do, I have a quick disconnect that I built into this, luckily, and then two hoses just dump into the bucket. It's a little bit different design than some of the other early 203, 209s. So I'll get those hoses off there, the connector, and then this should be able to snake all the hoses out while I pull the sender out. So let's do this. All right, guys, everything is disconnected from this side. Let's go ahead and start trying to snake out this. All right, here we go. It's probably gonna be a mess no matter what. And I'll try to keep this salvageable. Okay, how in the world? Probably should have got our seal off of here first. Alright, tight squeeze, but I think we've got it. Well, that's why, because the hump in the middle gets kind of caught up. Alright, try to drain this out as best I can. Alright. this out of here. All right, guys. Well, here's our monstrosity, and you can see that is not looking good. That could have been happening because I don't know, the pump was tired, or maybe the wiring is just not so great. So let me game plan and see how I'm going to be able to twist this off of here. It's a little bit different. This is definitely a different assembly than the E55. So I'm going to see if and how I can twist this off here and get the filter out. Got this thing somewhat disassembled, connectors off. Just got this little bracket off. You have to squeeze in both of these side clips, and then this came out of the bottom. There's a little clip right there. You push from the bottom there, slide that out, and this is pretty much free right now besides the wiring holding on, but I needed to get that off so I can spin this, because that's how it's going to come off. You can see the little grooves here of how this locks in place. So it looks like if I spin this counterclockwise, it should undo. And to be honest, guys, I'm gonna record because it looks so nasty. Like, I feel like I can see the dirt like inside from the outside here. So let me just record and see what we find once we pop this thing open. All right, I'm gonna record this from down here just in case it does make a giant mess. Let's see where I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, God. All right. It's not as bad as I expected, but... Woo. All right. My wife's not going to be happy about that. Nice fuel smell in the garage. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. Oh my God. Okay, that's nasty. Yeah. Gross. Oh, this thing is disgusting. Yeah, I'm gonna say that probably wasn't flowing too well. Sheesh, that is gross. Alright, let me try to get cleaned up here and I'll catch up with you guys. Alright, you guys, well, with that explosive nastiness, now I gotta decide what I'm gonna do. Do I try to reuse this thing? Do I not? It's still salvageable, so I was very careful taking everything apart. Nothing's broken. But I just wish this was not burnt out. How do I fix that? And why did that happen in the first place? And is that the reason the fuel sender is bad and not because of this? This is bad though. This is bad. So I guess we'll leave it there. Part number, by the way, on the filter looks like A2C530 81147. Don't know if you guys can see that. I don't think so. I don't think the GoPro is picking that up, maybe, but yeah, that's it. What else is on here? Looks like some date codes, and yeah, same stuff on this side. Same number. Oh, it's a different number on this side. What the heck? This number says A2C530 So the last two numbers are different. 47 versus 51. That is weird. Let's see. Is this the same size as the E55 fuel filter? I think so. Yeah, that's the same. So this one is a known replaceable part. Like Creative Steel sells these. You can get the Phoebe ones. Looks like the diameter though is a bit different on the C55 top to bottom. The top is the same as these, but this bottom diameter is smaller to fit on what looks like that little fuel pressure regulator at the bottom. I don't really know how this works or what exactly this is, because this is the line that just returns fuel to the pump. It's not the actual pump line. So pump line is right there, the smaller one. So that's being fed to the bottom of this, goes through the filter, I'm assuming out the top, and then this is also pulling fluid back to the pump. So I guess that's all it's doing. This is just circling it back to the pump. So I don't think I would need to have that filter sealed on both sides for that to work properly. I think all that's doing is just returning fuel to the pump. So I think that's good. My theory of being able to run this empty should be okay. I just need to know if this is somehow savable, or if I need to get a new assembly and rip the filter out of that one and then throw it in, which in all likelihood, the way this looks and just, you know, having to be a nice install, it's probably the best idea to do. But you guys let me know, is that safe to try to reuse, or some fix for this one, or should I just get a new assembly? Also, a quick shout out to my Australian C55 brother here, to Moss. He's the one that let me know about the E500 fuel center fitting. He's running it in his C55 right now, just unmodified E500 that he threw in, and said it works no problem. Only thing that was different, he said, was the return line was a little bit bigger, so he just zip tied it to the fuel pump bracket to, you know, make sure it's feeding into the bucket. But he said all else is well. The level sensor is working, and he said he's had no problem with fuel pressure. So that's another option. I can get one of the cheap E500 fuel senders, because there's some that are like aftermarket that are like 60 bucks. So we could do that. The C55 OEM ones are not that expensive. I mean, they're expensive compared to that. They're 185 bucks, but not as expensive as you would think, being a pretty unique unit. So I don't know, whatever route we're gonna go, I guess you guys fill me in what you think I should do, and I'll do some research in the meantime. But I think that's gonna do it, guys. It is 5:40 officially. I gotta get ready for work in about 20 minutes and then head out to work about 30 minutes after that. So yeah, early morning success. I'm glad I got up early. I went to bed super early yesterday, so woke up like wide awake at like 3:30 a.m. today, and figured, why not? I fell asleep last night when I was planning to do this last night, so let's take care of it, get it done, and get a plan going so I can get this thing back up and running and enjoy it again, and hopefully get rid of that weird rev hang issue. So hopefully this is fun findings for you guys, and I will catch you soon on some really good updates on the way. Finally got some pieces we need for the red car, so that should be coming up quick. And CLK, also have a fun little video plan for that, hopefully Friday, if parts are here and everything else. So catch you guys on the next one. If you're randomly stumbling upon this video and you like what you see, check out my other videos. Subscribe if you like to. You probably enjoy my other content if you're a Benz AMG enthusiast. And for those that are returning, appreciate you as always. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.